before we actually open the meeting, we have a special presentation today. Lyle is here to receive a volunteer award. And so I'm going to let Melissa introduce him. I think you probably even have information about him here. And I'll just let her take it away.
Okay, well, welcome to the ADRC Advisory Council. So yes, wanted to introduce Lyle Orsch, and then we also have his teacher, Melanie Anderson, that's here with him. So I did hand out a little flyer that I am going to read so that we all learn why Lyle is here with us today.
Are you any relation to our county board member?
Yep.
Dad, uncle?
That'd be my dad.
Cool. Well, let's continue
Who's
with
your
the
dad?
family.
David Orsch.
Oh, okay.
It's good to know.
Okay, so home delivered meals, they are so much more than just a meal. And so Whitehall High School student Lyle Orsch volunteers for home delivered meals on Tuesdays. So Lyle is a high school student. He is a senior in high school. So on January 16th, during regular meal delivery, Lyle discovered the door to an elderly participant's apartment was locked. Through the locked door, he could hear her faint voice calling from inside the apartment. This individual had fallen on the floor 12 hours earlier and could not get up. The woman asked Lyle to notify somebody at the ADRC. Lyle got in touch with the ADRC and they were able to instruct Lyle to call 911. From there, Lyle very calmly called 911 and waited with the participant until help arrived. The paramedics arrived and transported the participant by ambulance to the hospital where she received much needed medical care and treatment. So for many, home delivered meals are a lifeline, and we do train our drivers to go in and conduct a welfare check and how to respond if there's a problem. Well, Lyle's arrival that day was the first sign of hope. She found great comfort in knowing that a volunteer would be coming with her meal that day. I was on the receiving end of Lyle's call to the ADRC, and I just want to recognize him and just to say that I was so very impressed by Lyle's ability to stay composed and unruffled in this stressful emergency situation. He handled the situation extremely well and exactly as he was trained to do. And his calm and attentive response was very reassuring to the participant and definitely contributed to this positive outcome. So we are so very grateful for his service to the ADRC and the community. And it's just to me incredible that we have a high school student that is willing to volunteer to deliver meals. Lyle, even this week, when we called and we said we are short on drivers on Thursday and Friday because we have one of our volunteers that's on vacation, Lyle said, I'll pick up both of those days and is going to drive for us this week.
Which is PS during his lunch every day. So he's not even getting out of like school. I just want to
So Lyle, he's just so friendly, he's helpful, he's compassionate, and he just demonstrates such excellent people skills, all of which are vital characteristics for helping others.
Future social worker.
Yeah.
actually a pilot, so he will handle any emergency situation very well. Also.
Yep.
Pilot.
Make your dad proud. I'm sure your dad.
Yeah.
So he's just a bright inspiration to others seeking to serve. Just also want to thank Melanie, who is the high school faculty member that just got this going this year. It's not an easy thing, but we do know how important it can be. So just this example just illustrates how student collaboration can just lead to these robust student-led service opportunities. And they benefit the students as much as the recipients. It also just really demonstrates to us all how important home delivered meals are and how they are more than just a meal. So again, can you just envision this individual laying on the floor for 12 hours right? So they keep homebound seniors connected to others, because you know that these seniors just look forward to seeing these volunteers every day, just to have somebody to visit with. Also, of course, ensures they get one high-quality meal a day, and then, of course, provides that wellness check. So, thank you, Melanie. And also, we want to then, we have a certificate for Lyle. So if you can come up, and we have this certificate for you that is the Outstanding ADRC Volunteer Award in grateful appreciation for your outstanding and dedicated service to your community with the Home Delivered Meal Program.
Yay!
And we have a gift card, a Quick Trip gift card for you also. So there you go.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Get a picture like up by the flag.
Yeah, so Jay, why don't you come, and Melanie, if we could, Scott, do you want to come? Scott is you're going to decline?
Sorry.
Okay.
It's the hat.
It's about Lyle.
It is about Lyle.
Yeah, this just makes my heart full.
Does it make you so happy? Yes. Perfect. And Jay is the director. So good job, Lyle. Oh my goodness, did I forget to sign this? How embarrassing. You noticed that? Thank you.
I hope that you're delivering my meals when I'm old.
Right?
And you hear me,
By airplane.
or you see the dogs barking at the door. Our mom can't feed us.
And these two also have been involved with the Goodness Cakes program.
I know that cake.
So-
Who made that last
Well,
cake?
that was Shelley.
Oh my
She
God,
was our
it's so
staff, but
beautiful.
Melanie made a cake in January. And Lyle was so kind, he delivered the cake that she made
Yes,
to the ADRC. So, I mean, it's just, thank you both for all you do.
Do you need a cake in February?
We don't, but we will in March.
Okay, I'll
we
make
have
a cake in
We have
March.
February all lined up.
Okay.
But, yeah.
But we can
Okay.
talk about it. I'll do one in March.
Sounds good.
Okay. A St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day birthday
Okay,
cake.
that sounds good. Yeah, Shelley kind of put us all to shame. That cake was,
It was beautiful.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I love
so much.
teachers.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks
Well,
for
thank
coming
you.
in.
I
Thanks for
do.
volunteering.
Thank you.
If you ever need a letter of reference or anything we can do for you, let us know.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you,
for inviting
Lyle.
I will.
Okay, have a good rest of your
And
meeting.
take a cookie or donut with you.
Or coffee.
Definitely.
Coffee's
Coffee,
even still
yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
Lance, did you want?
I might grab a cookie.
Okay, well, that was wonderful.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yep. We do, there's a volunteer, recognition every year that happens, but this is kind of a special one. And I just want to expand on it a little bit. I had a similar experience with a gentleman that I worked with. He had been on the bathroom floor in his apartment probably 12 hours, and after I had gotten him up into his wheelchair, took him over to the hospital, and the doctor there said that older people who lie on the floor for extended periods of time build up a protein in their body, and it can be fatal. So it's extremely important that he was able to get the first responders in there to help her out and get her to the hospital so they could get rid of those proteins. So it's, falling on the floor is a critical thing. So, all right, well, I'll call the meeting to order. Let's do quick introductions around the room. Let me start with Jeannie Nutter over here.
I'm Jeannie Nutter. I'm a county board supervisor. I represent District 16. And this is one of my favorite groups. I love you guys. There's so much wonderful stuff happening with the ADRC. I bragged about you yesterday when I was being interviewed.
With who?
Extension.
We're candidates for someone.
So, that this is a group I want to continue with.
I'm Sammy Becker. I'm the Nutrition and Transportation Coordinator for the ADRC. I'm Mary Lou Beck. I'm from Waiha, and I love being here and love being here and get all the information. I'm just nosy.
Alan Robertson, ALAN, Vermont Common Spelling of Alan, and I'm from Blair.
I'm Jay Hine, I'm the Human Services Director.
Kevin Adams, County Board Supervisor, Commissioner, representing District 7.
Rachel Harmon, volunteer from Pleasantville. Betty Gold from Strum, and I'm volunteer.
I'm Ashley Brecky, and I'm ADRC Human Services Fiscal.
I'm Melissa Youngbauer, Supervisor of the ADRC.
Scott Brown, representing Whitehall.
Iola Stallings representing Antrim.
I'd like us to meet the person from the TV studio too. Could you introduce yourself to us, please?
My name is Danielle Johnson. I've been here for about 4 months now, and I'm the production coordinator for the TV station.
Thank you very much. We appreciate this.
Oh yeah, Beth on the TV.
Oh, yeah, Beth Gillian.
Hey, good morning. Beth Killian from Arcadia.
Hi,
Tell us
Beth.
where you are now, Beth? Where are you today?
I can't get my volume to turn up, so I'm having a hard time hearing. What was that question?
Where are you?
In Apache Junction, Arizona,
Wow.
where it's gonna be pretty cold and rainy today and tomorrow. Lots of snow up in the mountains. So if you're skiing, come up and down.
It was 55 degrees here yesterday and sunny.
Yeah, in
And it's warm
Wisconsin.
today too.
Yeah.
I know, I think it's been warmer in Wisconsin than down here. But we did have one 82-degree day.
Well, thank you, everybody, for being here. The open meeting law has been met through the proper postings. We have an agenda in front of us. I entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Okay,
I'll second.
Kevin seconds. All in favor say aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carries. The minutes of December 5th, I think there may be one correction. I noticed that I was listed as moving to approve the agenda, but I think I entertained a motion to approve the agenda. I normally can't form a motion as chair, so that would be one correction. I don't know who actually did form the motion that day, but that's the only thing I noticed. Any additions of the minutes from our December meeting? Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Alan Robinson
I'll second.
approves, Kevin second. There's a pattern here. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries, thank you. ADRC Council membership and election of officers. So, you have something presented, or?
It's just, I guess,
just need
open to
Okay,
discussion about.
Do we do
what?
nominations, or how do we, I
Yeah, we can-
nominate Scott Brown to renominate him for chairman.
I second.
are there any other nominations for chairman or chairperson? Do I need to do this 3 times?
Yep.
Any other nominations for chairperson? Any other nominations for chairperson? Hearing none. I guess since there aren't any other nominations, we'll just ask all those in favor of me being your chairperson, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay?
Aye.
Okay, well, thank you for your vote. Okay, for vice chair. Iola's been vice chair for a while.
I would nominate Iola Stallings for vice chair.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any other nominations for vice chair? Any other nominations for vice chair? Any other nominations for vice chair? Hearing none, all those in favor of Iola being our vice chair signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay?
This is what happens when you do a good job. We just want you to stay.
Just voluntold you, basically.
All in told.
Yeah.
All in told.
That's
You know, I was looking under the county packets, and the ADRC stuff, when I try to pull it up, is parks and tourism. So,
What the?
I know, I'm sorry. I was just trying to pull up my agenda, but it's all right.
Any other
Do you need it?
officers?
No, that's
Just
okay.
two, okay.
I have to leave pretty soon to go to another meeting, so I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you for your support for the two of us, we appreciate that.
Thank you, yes.
I have a quick
Nutrition
question.
program.
Who
I'm sorry.
seconded your nomination?
Me.
Okay, thank you.
Nutrition program updates, discussion including ADRC Nutrition Council, senior dining, and cultural dining. Tammy?
Okay, we've got lots of updates. So, first one we'll start with is the ADRC Nutrition Council. We met this morning for the first time since COVID. We had a Nutrition Advisory Council pre-COVID, and during COVID it kind of fell to the wayside. So as part of our aging plan at the beginning of the new year, we are trying to get this going again. So we met this morning, and it seemed to go pretty good, I think. There's a couple of requirements, or the purpose of this aging or the advisory council is to have people from our dining sites, volunteers, participants, our home delivered meal participants, drivers, deliverers, food providers, anybody that we can kind of put together, come together, go over some food preferences, hours of operation of the sites, dining center furnishings, supportive services, really just to be support our on-site eyes and ears, and kind of come together and think of some fun, exciting ways to enhance all of these sites, meal routes, things we can do. So sounds like we're going to be meeting bi-monthly to begin with. Our next meeting will be March 5th at 10 o'clock. And we're going to try and rotate between the senior dining sites. So one month we'll have it at Strum, then we'll have at Blair, Wannick, kind of just get everybody out, seeing what's going on at every other sites. Not every site does everything the same way, or has everything the same way. So lots of fun to brainstorm and come up with fun new ideas. So we're really excited to get this going again. Anything else you want to add on that?
I think so. Rachel has agreed to be part of that Nutrition Council. Rachel is one of the volunteers at the Strum site, and Colleen Schwerke, who is also one of our ADRC council members, she's a very regular home delivered meal driver, and so she's a volunteer, so she's also willing to participate. She can't be here today because she is, I think, in Florida. She's vacationing today, so that's a good start. And we talked about just who else we would like to get as many representatives from different areas and programs. So if any of you if this is an area that you may be interested in, let Sammy or I know. But we have some ideas about who else we will be approaching to perhaps join us before our meeting in March. Our next exciting adventure is our new senior dining site that's going to be opening in Whitehall. It'll be at Sweet Temptations, and our grand opening will be April 3rd. It's going to run on Wednesdays from 12:30 to 1:30. We are changing things up a little bit. All of our dining sites are titled right now Strum Senior Dining, Blair Senior Dining, Boondocks, Pine Creek. And so we're trying to make things a little bit more fun and exciting. So with the help from the state, kind of brainstorming some ideas, we have come up with the name Cafe 60 for this new dining site. So we're really excited about that.
Cafe what?
60.
60.
60 and older to
It's
dine
on our-
here, so it is on your flyer.
It's on your flyer.
Yeah.
Slash, oh, yeah.
Cafe 60.
Yeah.
And we're gonna offer a little bit of a different dining experience. All of our sites now, it's a very set menu. The menu comes out of the month. You get one choice, that's what it is. This is going to be more of a restaurant style dining. The senior can come in and choose one of 5 items that are on a menu. Everything will still be approved through our dietitian and meet all the requirements for our senior dining, but just a little bit more excitement, make it more of a restaurant experience. So we're excited with that. And
It's good there's only 5 things to choose from because you want everything on the menu.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep
If I
it,
only have 5 things I can pick from,
yes, keep it simple, but
Yeah.
still offer those.
Yeah, cool.
We're excited about that. We've made a little logo too. It's on the bottom here. We've brainstormed and put together a little
like
Cafe 60 logo. And if it takes off, maybe we'll use that for more, for our other sites too, and change up a little bit. But
you guys are so awesome.
yeah, we're really excited about that. So we are still looking for volunteers to help us at that. So if you'd like to or know anybody that would like to.
The duties would be just the same as some of our other sites. They will be responsible for doing the registration when people come in, maybe helping with the ordering, explaining what the ordering looks like and handing that off then to the Sweet Temptation staff. And then of course monitoring the donations. So, and then maybe helping with coffee and drinks, that type of thing. Some like kind of just making things pleasant. Yeah, we hope to at least have 2 volunteers at the site for every meal. So.
And the other thing that's a little bit different with that is we are not requiring reservations. All of our other sites you have to call 24 hours, prior. We're not going to require those, so we'll see how that goes. It's a little different, but with the menu item or options, I think it'll be a little bit easier to.
So this one you won't be required to call ahead.
No.
That'll be
no.
a good thing too. 'Cause
Yeah.
some people forget order with 2. Now they
Yeah.
don't have, that's one less thing they don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
We do get that feedback. Some
Yeah.
people just don't like to be tied down ahead of time.
Yeah.
Or you
So this
forget.
way you can yes.
Which I do
that
often.
happens too. So this way that morning you can decide, hey, let's go to lunch today.
We can go to lunch every day of the week in the county now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Yes. All right, and then next flyer we have is our community and culture. Part of our aging plan is to try and expand our reach into other cultures, Hispanic culture specifically. So we're trying to get there with this idea. This is going to be a dinner at 5 o'clock where we will explore the culture and cuisine of local Trempealeau County populations. We will use local authentic restaurants to provide the food and hope to host a variety of locations throughout the county. We also plan to have a guest speaker that has a large presence in that culture to present after the meal. We are starting relatively easy, we thought, with our Norwegian culture. Menu is going to
So I know.
Menu is going to consist of meatballs, potatoes, rutabagas, lefse, krumkaka, and the rumagroot. Dinner is going to take place at the Peace Lutheran of Pigeon Falls on Thursday, April 11th. And we will have guest speaker Eric Goplin, who will give a short presentation on the Norwegian culture and cuisine. Our hopes are to be able to host a dinner at 5 once a quarter. And the 5 o'clock time is really important to us because we're going to be hopefully reaching a different group of seniors that may not always be able to attend our senior dining sites. So we're really excited about that and hope that it goes good. And
Can we have an Irish one?
Yeah,
For
I was
sure,
gonna say,
yes.
I mean, this would be the time. We do hope to have Hispanic dining. That's definitely our goal to have that this year, but what other dining would you like to have? So you said Irish?
I mean, geez, I got this phone. Hey. But I have some restaurants and people that I may be able to talk
Alright,
to
so we
about.
could have
things.
Irish,
Okay.
African American,
Yeah.
Loyola and I
German.
our culture.
Yeah.
Native
Sure,
American.
yeah.
We have a Native American presence in this county.
Yes.
We have
You
all
know,
the-
Whitehall
Fried
has
bread.
their new Thai restaurant.
Oh,
This is
yes.
the old
So-
A&W. Yep.
Yeah, just bring people together.
There's
and
all
learn a
kinds
little
of
bit more.
opportunities.
So we're very, very excited about it.
Norwegian Lutheran potluck.
Yeah.
Don't ask me to make Jell-O. I can never make it work.
Yeah. So
I have to go to another meeting. I'm sorry,
forward to that.
but because you guys are my
sister
favorite.
Never could make Jello either.
I can't.
Yeah, I make Jello. I couldn't read, but I didn't make Jello. And my sister, she couldn't make Jello. I said, put hot water in it.
I'm sorry I brought that up, but
But we do hope to continue this well into the future.
Yes.
So we will need,
Lots of ideas.
lots of ideas, and it's, ideas for speakers as well. So keep this in mind.
Looking for different sites as well.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yes, that was
yes.
the-
That's the other thing.
We would
So,
like to not have it at one location. We want it to be as authentic as possible, and
there's some great Hispanic
Yes.
food trucks that I frequent
and
when
we
they're out.
definitely want to use an authentic caterer for
Yes.
that. you
Right.
know. And we love the idea of doing this in Pigeon Falls where there's not a meal site either. So that's the other piece about it. We've gotten, just really good feedback about this plan from the state because of the reasons we're choosing to have it, at these different locations and
It'll
as
be
well.
so fun.
Yeah, so we can meet the needs of more people. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really fun, so. You are the first ones to really, we have not promoted this in any way, so feel free now to do so.
And both, I should say both, the cultural dining and the new dining site will still be that suggested contribution of
Yes.
$5.
Do you want to?
Nothing changes on that. So.
Are you thinking of the cultural meals like once a month or every other month?
Once a quarter.
Quarterly to
Oh,
start, but
You wanna do more on?
Me too.
I really love to eat. Almost any kind of food, except lutefisk.
Well, we can definitely, we're gonna be talking about just planning for the future. So we can definitely, this is what we're planning for this year's quarterly.
Okay.
Wonderful information, Sammy, thank you. Anybody have questions for Sammy? Suggestions, you can call her with your suggestions, I'm sure.
Yes, please.
715-538-2001.
That's awesome.
Okay, wonderful. Well, volunteer recruitment and recognition. Is that-
Okay, well, we
Already
did
the recognition.
the recognition. Just briefly want to just let people know we are always in need of volunteers. Right now, we are really very much in need of volunteer drivers. Right now, we have, we figure right now, 4 active volunteers because we have a few that are wintering. There's a few snowbirds, but so we have 4 active volunteer drivers right now for the out-of-county drives. So if you know of anybody, again, we will be in need of some volunteers at the Whitehall meal site. So if you know of anybody or if you are interested yourself, and also at Strum. We did have a site manager at Strum who was their pastor, and so he has now since left the congregation. We do have several volunteers, but we do not have anybody that's really designated as a manager, which we need to have. So we do have some good news. we are making some progress with home delivered meal volunteers. That has been busy in the last 2 months. We have had 10 new home delivered meal volunteers. So in part, due to these students, you have to be 18 to be a volunteer. So we have Lyle and one other high school student from Whitehall. But just a lot of, that's a pretty good number, 10 people. So we think in part it's attractive to volunteers because we now have 3 of those really short routes in the different communities, those short routes which are really about 30 minutes. We have those in Blair, Pigeon, and Whitehall right now. And so people seem to be more attracted to that. It's not driving out into those rural areas, and so people are willing to do that.
Because I know people, when they go in the rural areas, some people, especially some of the more seasoned volunteers, get a little...
Yeah. So that's going well. So if we were to say, they're all in the city of Whitehall, we've got 8 stops, people seem to be, people feel good about that.
Yeah.
So that's going pretty well. So, but we're always in need of more.
In your local churches, maybe occasionally when somebody says any announcements today, as a board member here, stand up and recognize that. I'll try to do that in my 2.
And what I'll try to do is, I'm not officially part of any congregation here, but I'm kind of like a friend in a couple of churches. I'll let them know.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Assembly of God and up there, and then the Baptist Church in Mont, I can let them know, kind of give them the heads up. It'd be good to have, especially the Assembly of God. I know some of the leadership there. Reach out to them, get the word out.
That would be great. That would be great. Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. Any questions? Aging plan updates and discussion.
Sure. So we talked a little, you heard us talk about the aging plan and how the cultural dining was part of our 2022 to 2025 plan. So that is coming out of our aging plan. So we're about to meet that goal that we've had. But we are now getting ready then for the 2025 to 2027 aging plan. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. We work with the Greater Wisconsin Aging Resources to develop plans. All of the aging units all have to have a 3-year plan. And so it's very formal as far as they tell us what these plans really should look like in many ways. They give us the boundaries or the guidelines, and they spend a lot of time talking with us and preparing us on how to meet the requirements. So the first step is really to gather ideas and input from the public. So we will be developing a community engagement strategy. So that's how we, determine how we are going to engage individuals and groups to provide feedback to the plan. One of the ways that they tell us that we have to gather feedback is to have a public hearing. So we will be holding a public hearing sometime in the upcoming months of this year to gather that feedback. We also, we're going to need to develop additional strategies of how we're going to gather that input, which would include most likely interviews, also listening sessions, and maybe surveys as well. So GWAR does schedule several different meetings to give us feedback and to steer us on best practices on how to do that. We have just had the one meeting so far, but they will also be teaching us more or telling us more about goal development, writing context, and even are planning aging plan Palooza is what they're calling it. That'll be later this summer. So I guess the point of this is just to kind of let you know that you'll be hearing much more about this aging plan, And we'll be asking you for feedback. And they'll tell us, they have not released what the specific focus areas are. The focus areas of the last aging plan included nutrition, health promotion and disease prevention, caregiver support, racial equity, supportive services, advocacy, and community engagement. So they are very detailed, very focused. So again, we don't even have the focus areas yet, but just again, stay tuned. Ultimately, the council, we need to be getting feedback, but we also need to get your approval, and then ultimately the DHS board also with our plan. So just, yeah, stay tuned. But this really is the way that we, decide upon our goals of our programs and services we provide. Any questions about any of that, or?
I have a question, and it's only stemming from some things that have been going on recently. When you guys, I know I met with a young lady about Medicare and that, a lot of that information is out of date. What do we need to do to try to get that more updated? You know what I mean? Like the actual doctors who are on the plan, who are...
Oh, is it the options guide? Yes. Is that what it was? Is it called the...
Well, I don't know if there was a book. If there is a book, I don't have a copy of it. I might maybe like to get that. But even some of the people that were recommended, they're not there anymore.
I think you're referring to the options guide, the ADRC options guide. So it has a listing of many different disciplines. Like it could be anything from mental health counselors to. Do you think that's what it was?
Maybe. Well, she really didn't give me a book per se.
Oh.
It was just in conversation. She looked it up on the computer.
Okay.
And was giving me listings of providers that did, dentists and different things like that.
Yeah.
And it was, I've called those people. Oh, they're no longer there anymore. I'm so sorry. So
Sure.
yeah. And I called United Healthcare.
Okay.
But so that would be something I would like to help facilitate. I really would, because I realize there's a hole there.
Okay.
And I take the time to make the phone calls, and I'm thinking about people who maybe don't have that presence of mind to do that kind of thing, and they're stuck.
Talking about renewing healthcare, that's a pain.
Keeping up with the doctors that are actually in place today, that you can actually go call them and you get them. I've had several of them I called, and they were like, oh, they're retired. And I'm thinking, well, why are you on the list? Why are you there?
Yeah,
so that kind of thing.
That's good feedback.
As a county board member and ADRC member, I did actually help someone apply for health insurance or renew. He's also my farm boss, is kind of helped him through the process because I had the county connections. And he even with my connections is a pain. So it was hard for him, and he got pretty good knowledge of what he's doing. What about other people? All the paperwork.
Yeah, it's complex. Yeah. To speak specifically about that options guide, so the ADRC does have, it's about a 40-page guide. Maybe some of you are familiar with it. It is on our website. Okay. But that is something we are currently working on updating. And we do try to update it twice a year, but we acknowledge that it needs a very comprehensive overhaul, which we are in the process of doing. So I would say by this time next month, I think that you'll see, and it's a much more user-friendly, readable guide. Yeah. But that would be an example, though, when we have these listening sessions, we want to know what the areas of focus should be. What are our priorities? So, yeah, that's just a good example.
Good point, thank you.
Do you have a rough timeline for the aging plan?
I think November is when we need to have board approval. So, I think this summer is really when it heats up as far as when they want these listening sessions done, and I think there's a meeting in February that tells us what the focus areas are. So really, until we have that too, it's kind of hard to plan, because really some of the surveys and that type of thing. But I'm not expecting that there'll probably be a whole lot of changes. The areas of focus will probably remain a lot the same.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the same, they make sense.
Yeah, across the board, yeah.
But yeah, November is when we need to have approval by.
You gotta wait till the snowbirds come back and have the public hearings, so. Beth Killian there, yes.
Yeah.
I'd like her input, but it's hard from
I'll be
Arizona.
back in April.
Okay, write that
She's
down.
lucky.
So I think really targeting summer for having public hearings and listening sessions.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
Any other questions? Next up is Bridges Health. I just want to mention that I've been there, and I've talked to a lot of people who have been there, and everybody raves about how wonderful it is and how helpful, and just that briefly, and I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, and I don't need to say probably a whole lot about it. You all have the flyers then. I think we passed those around. Looking at 2023, Bridges saw 200 individuals. So I think that's just a really impressive number. And now they're back again this winter into spring with several more dates. The ADRC's involvement really is that we help with scheduling, and we provide transportation, some transportation, not a whole lot. Most of the individuals that are going to the clinic, most of them are driving themselves or getting rides, but we do have transportation that is available. I think the really thing that's the item that sets us apart from some of their other clinics and other locations is that our community health worker is at at most of the clinic days. And so she really is connecting individuals to ADRC resources and to other community resources. So that piece, I think, is just so key, because people are coming in, and a lot of times people have needs, and as you all know, that they don't always know about our resources and other resources. The other piece to it that I think is really important is that we are providing and helping provide this opportunity to these nursing students. All of these students will be graduating in May, and they're just an incredible group of people, and they're all just saying, this rural clinic is just a hands-on experience that they're not getting the same kind of experience in other places. So when you come in, they do this intake and this health assessment. These appointments are an hour long, and they're just really thorough, and as much of it is doing health, but it's also including mental health as well. So they're asking people about what their mood's like, how do they spend their days, are they lonely, are they in need of things to do. And then again, they know about all the things like the senior meals, and are able to encourage people to take advantage of those things. It's really neat because we have people that come back semester after semester, but we actually have people that call and they want to be scheduled every week of the clinic, because they just, they love it. They love it. They love spending time with these students. And so at this point, we have appointments that are available, and so we are allowing, those few people that want to come week after week, we allow them to keep coming back. Because
As of right now, because you don't have a huge.
Well, I think this Thursday, as of right now, we have 2 openings.
Wow.
So most of our appointments do get filled, but we don't have that many people so far that are saying, I want to come back every time. We may get to that point, but again, just wanting to make you aware, 200 people they saw last year. I think that's just amazing. So Yeah.
It's a very good thing. You know, feel free to go. As we get older, our toenails get farther and farther away. And that's one of the things that people that I've talked to, you know, they say, oh yeah, I can't hardly do my toenails anymore. So, you know, they make an appointment and then they get a back and or neck and shoulder massage and they get, you know, the blood pressure screen. I mean, it's a really nice deal. And helping them too, you know, I mean, that's a big deal. The nursing students, it's a wonderful experience for them. So. It's a good two-way street. It's just a positive.
Yeah.
It's great.
When I went to the clinic for a checkup, the nurse asked me a bunch of questions, and I said, "Is that something new?" And she said, "Yeah, it's just started, and sorry we had to ask you all these questions." I said, no, that's okay. And I said, I like that. That's something I like. And so, and Tasha was with me, my helper, and she says, that's a good idea. And I said, I know.
Yeah, it's you can't help but go and just feel good at what this is. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's set up right there at
One
Friendship
thing
First.
she asked me is, how's your mood? And I said, good.
And if people do have, you know, needs or concerns, they do, again, even if it's not things affiliated with the ADRC, but they have a caring phone calls program, for example, and they can get people linked into those resources. So.
Yep.
It's something new all the time when I go in. It's something different, and I like it.
Yeah.
They even do it down in the cross. So.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
See you in 2 months, if not before. Any other questions about bridges? Under public comments, I would just like to mention that you know, some of you know that I've been associated with the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI, and we have now dissolved the Trempealeau County affiliate, but we are joining together with La Crosse Vernon counties to make it resources more available, like family-to-family programs,
So it's officially
peer-to-peer.
you're officially emerged at point.
We're in the process of merging. I mean, it's an unbelievably long process. I mean, we've been working on it for probably half a year. My next thing, in fact, I tried to do it before I came to this meeting, but I have to sign a form electronically that dissolves Trempealeau County's affiliate.
That was officially done.
And then that is officially closed. And you know, it says that I have till the 28th of February, but I keep getting these emails saying, Scott, are you gonna sign this? Are you gonna sign this?
So when you sign your John Hancock, you're officially no longer an independent.
Right, yep, we are no longer an affiliate, but we will be, and I believe we will be called NAMI Western Wisconsin affiliate.
I think that'll be better in the long run when we're officially merged. I know there's mixed reactions about it, but I think it's a good thing. Because I'm also involved with the Minnesota side too. So I can kind of be your unofficial liaison between the two states, so.
There you go. Yeah, it's a wonderful organization. There's a lot of information that they have available. If you just go on the NAMI website, there are pages and pages and pages of information. The downside is that in a county like ours, even though we've got 30,000 people, in order to be, you know, for me to be a leader of one of the support groups, I would have to have a mental illness, diagnosed mental illness. You know, depression is a part of me, diagnosed, but to have somebody that say was diagnosed with schizophrenia, to be a support person is wonderful, because then they have lived the experience.
They can relate.
They can relate, and they can help the people through the process.
Yeah.
And so we just don't have that kind of, you know, availability in a small county. And so And even in La Crosse County, they don't have a lot of support groups down there. I mean,
Yeah.
some of the support is virtual, and that's a wonderful
Even
thing that
went
you
on
can do.
too, because they do have some, like, we call them peer support specialists, which are people that are diagnosed, but they can relate.
Yeah.
I wish we could get more, I don't know if Trempealeau County has that, but we should get, or this new merger, we should get more peer support specialists that have lived that can help out with that or get them certified. People that are willing to.
Yeah, we've had one in our county for many, many years, Jane Pope, actually having lunch with her at noon today.
Are you
But
looking
she-
for more peer support specialists in the
Probably,
future?
probably.
I have some ideas of names, I'll
Okay.
get you on that one.
Okay. And no, just something in general for any of us, 988 is the new, they used to call it, suicide hotline. Well, 988 is not just for someone who is thinking of harming themselves. It's for anybody that is having any kind of a mental health crisis at the time. We all have mental health. A certain number of people have mental illness. There's a distinction there. But right now, everybody's mental health is wacky just because of what we've been through and what's going on in the world. And COVID really knocked us out of the loop. So if you're having a day where you just don't know what to do and praying doesn't seem to be working, call 988, and there are people on the other end that are trained to help. You folks, when you hear this on TV, feel free to call 988 if you're just really having a problem.
You know what
Don't hesitate.
Works for me, not for everybody. Either turn off the news and or pray. But sometimes those both don't work. Sometimes. Sometimes the news just depresses you. You have to take a break.
Unfortunately, I'm a news junkie, so
That don't help probably.
but I can get through it. Okay, any other public comments? Well, hearing none, we've come to the end of our agenda. Our next meeting will be April 2nd at 10:30. It's on the agenda there. And I don't know if it'll be in this room or if it'll be in the other building.
Find out when it gets closer, right?
That's right. Beth, you have something?
Yes, I will not be able to attend the April meeting because we will be on the road coming back to Wisconsin.
Okay. Well, we will miss you.
And don't forget, April 2nd is election day too.
Yes. A lot of us are up, so on the county board.
We can't forget that because it's on the TV all the time.
No, you can't the news too.
Vote for me, no vote for me, no vote for me.
Sure you want to go down that rabbit trail? I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See ya.
Don't do that.
Pretty soon I'm not gonna vote for nobody.
Right in, people. Right in, people.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hearing no other news, Jeannie Nutter kept telling me when you come to the end of your agenda, there's no need for a motion to adjourn. So
She would know.
I guess the meeting is adjourned. And thank you so much, everybody, for coming.